Good morning, my gorgeous souls. So happy to have you here at the channel today for another deck review. I'm calling these my deck reviews or my tarot talk throughs. It's a walkthrough basically of all of the new decks that I'm either purchasing or being gifted that I'm otherwise just really enjoying a lot, obviously going to be bringing to the channel and want to share with you at a deeper level. If you are interested in any of the newer decks, and I'll always tell you if they're new on my channel in any of my pick a card readings or other readings I offer, I will always mention that it's a new deck, and if there is a video walkthrough such as this for that deck, I will mention that and link it in the video. And then it allows you, if you're interested in that particular deck, or if you collect yourself or read yourself and are interested in possibly purchasing it, it gives you the opportunity to get a closer look regarding the deck to see if it would be one that you'd be interested in purchasing and owning for your own collection. So these videos have been pretty popular. There's a good reception to them, so I want to continue doing them for you. And today's an exciting one because this is a mass marketed deck. I usually do a lot of independently created deck reviews, but this one is one that you can get on Amazon right now. It came out I believe on March 1st, and I've had it since then, but I haven't had a second yet to actually do the review until right now. I also wanted to take a good amount of time and actually work with it and get familiar because this is a deck that has a lot going on with it. First of all, I'm super attracted to the rose. The rose is such a symbol of hope, obviously of love. I don't know if you're aware, but multiple roses have different meanings depending on the color of the rose, the flower. So overall, already was so attracted to the fact that this was going to be themed around the rose. And Rebecca Campbell, who by the way also has two other oracles, she has put out the Work Your Light Oracle as well as the Starseed Oracle decks. Both of those are going to be similar in style, and she even references that in her guidebook about how she's utilized the triangle because that has significance, how she's done a lot of research and review before putting this deck together. So it all is going to have the same sort of a theme or general, I would say, vibe and energy to it. One that is going to be very much focused on spirituality, on deep inner work. It's a very, very responsive deck. I've already used this for several readings and it's just been incredible every single time. So just know, if you own any of those other Rebecca Campbell decks, this is going to be similar, but in my opinion, the best of the three. And I don't know if it's, again, because I'm so attracted to the rose theme and artwork, but it's just incredible. So when you get it at home, if you do purchase it, you've got this gorgeous packaging. Let's go ahead. I'm trying to do this in a finessed sort of a way, and I'm not able to. So we have, again, the triangle on the inside here, which I just love. It says plant yourself here. It also says that in the bottom of the base. And I just love that. Now with this, and we'll review this in a little bit, this is actually an altar stand or a reading stand for your cards. And that's, again, an intentionality that Rebecca Campbell has done with her deck packaging and how she's created the box. So when you first get the deck opened, this is something that actually comes around the cards. And I just thought it was so beautiful that I folded it up and kept it. It says, unlock the sacred mysteries of the rose. So it's just already, there's a lot of like mysticism and just a really pretty feminine soft vibe to it. Of course, you have your guidebook, which we'll also get to in a moment. The first thing that you will notice when you get these cards out, and again, after you remove that little paper piece right there on the front, is something called the Rose Oracle Attunement. So it says that on the back of this card, you will find the Rose Oracle Attunement altar card. It's basically a little prayer, or I again call it setting an intention for your cards. I did go ahead and utilize this before when I was initially connecting to the deck, and I do believe that she suggests that in the guidebook. But it's a wonderful way that you can engage in the ritualistic practice intended by the creator for this deck. So that's beautiful, and really recommend doing that and reading all of the content that she's provided for this deck. In the guidebook and in the supplemental materials, it's really honestly just incredible. So before we get into the actual cards, let's talk the guidebook, shall we? Because this is incredible. It's a little mighty book that contains so much information. So first and foremost, look at these images. I mean, stunning. There is so much wealth of information. So if you see here, you know, the ancient mysteries of the rose, it talks about, again, a lot of the research that has gone into creating this deck. Every single card also, you know, when you get to the actual pages that, you know, discuss the cards, there's a lot of history there, like the cultural or spiritual significance, how it relates to the card. And the cards, as you'll see in a moment, very much follow the same pattern of previous artwork and imagery and visionary stylization as what she's done previously. But it's just incredible the amount of depth that she's gone into for this. So after we have, you know, the history of the rose, if you will, we have the oracle, which is going to talk about, of course, the deck itself, the rose oracle attunement, which is right there. You know, reading the cards, using the deck as a portable altar, and then spreads, you know, available spreads, which I always recommend utilizing spreads in the guidebook because it's excellent. So what she talks about with this particular box is, you know, how you can take, again, this inverted triangle shape, and you can actually use this to have your cards. So you can situate them like so and have that be one way that you use it. You can also just do a single card and of course make that the card of the day, or, you know, just any kind of symbolic way that you want to present the cards. And then of course you also can situate it that way as well. So lots of different ways that you can go ahead and use, you know, every aspect of this deck. Beautiful, beautiful packaging. Really, really just enjoying, again, the attention to detail, the really distinct way that she's decided to create very purposefully this box, like her others, to be used as an altar piece or to be used with the readings, to be purposeful, practical, and also just a little bit, you know, there's just such an elegance to this. Obviously, look at that rose. It's so beautiful. It's very, very high quality, very, very well done, especially for a mass marketed deck. So if you are, you know, liking what you're seeing at all in terms of how this is looking, or, you know, the rose, if you're really drawn in by floral imagery or roses yourself, obviously it's one to consider. So going back to the guidebook, here we have that Rose Oracle attunement once again. This is just something that you can do once, or I believe it says in the book you can do it multiple times every time you're getting ready to connect with your cards. You know, it's a wonderful way to sort of get very deeply connected with your deck for you, impart your energy and be prepared to receive very good answers. So, you know, there's some material on how to read the cards, and then we actually get into the cards themselves. I'll just pick, you know, one of them. So of course we've got the picture of the card, which is beautiful. We've got the name of the card as well as the little keywords. And I find for intuitive reading personally, these keywords are sufficient. We have a little bit of history, and I'd say at about the last paragraph down is where you actually get into the meat and bones of what the card is saying. And then there's always a soul inquiry, which is basically a call to connect more deeply and maybe ask yourself a question or reflect on something specific related to the energy of that card. So it'll always be kind of like a follow-up question, I would say, something just for deeper intuition, deeper thinking and pondering. So overall, as I said, just a really, really beautiful, beautiful deck. Lots of resources in there as well. I just saw it said going deeper if you want to get more in depth with, anything related to the deck. She does have websites and different social media pages and things, ways that you can connect with her. So all in all, just really, really fantastic. And I'm seeing here that you can barely see that. There we go. It's just so beautiful. I really, really love all of the colors are nice and soft, muted tones. Let's get into the actual deck, shall we? So this deck is incredible. It's going to be that same kind of light and airy. It almost feels to me like, well, it is a thinner cardstock, but it's substantial. I saw some other reviewers say that their cards arrived bent, and I just want to show you kind of the side profile. Side profile of mine. Mine did not arrive bent. They're very, very straight, very beautiful. And they're a thin, again, cardstock, but they're very substantial, but they're lightweight. They're lightweight and they just feel like a satiny matte finish to them. Again, muted tones, beautiful kind of like whispers of, color here. We've got the roses. We've got, of course, the triangles situated on there, a lot of points of light. It's just really, really stunning. Each card, again, these are going to look very familiar if you have any of her other oracle decks. You, of course, have the little triangle symbol again, the name in bold, and then the keywords underneath in these beautiful images. So again, very, very responsive as well. They're absolutely fantastic with a broad range of questions. I find that for most questions, one card is sufficient, but I also have noticed, at least for myself as I'm reading, to always pay attention to the bottom card as well. So, for example, okay, you go ahead, let's just say here. So we've pulled out a card, okay? But then what I'm saying is always look to the very bottom as well, because it seems like for this deck, the way it's reading, again, at least for me, is that the bottom card, the underlying energy is just as significant as what gets pulled out of the deck itself. So this deck gets an A rating from me. I have not used it yet on the channel. We'll be doing so, I think, today, later today. But it's just incredible. It's a really just ethereal kind of mystic style deck, very spiritual, very heart healing and growth, soul growth, expansion minded. It's definitely a deeper deck. It's one that, beginners may have a little bit of adjustment in getting used to and working with, but it's definitely worth it. And if you are a fan of Rebecca Campbell, if you own any of her other decks, you'll love this one. This is probably quite easily the best of the three. So that's my quick review on, what I see and what I have, learned and sort of noticed, taken stock of when I've been working with this deck. I've only had it for a few days, but what I've done thus far has been incredible. What I want to go ahead and do, and what I do with all of my deck reviews, is I'm going to clear the table. I will then go ahead and have 3 piles for you to choose from for a mini pick a card reading utilizing this oracle deck. I haven't done this yet with an oracle. I've done it with tarot decks because all of my reviews thus far have been tarot based. But we're going to do an oracle pick a card today with this deck to see how it reads, and stay tuned. I'm going to have, again, 3 piles for you to choose from, and you can select one for your message courtesy of The Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Stay tuned, one moment. Okay, so I've gone ahead and set up the piles, and you will select either by the timestamps, which I am going to include below in the description box of the video, or by the crystal towers that are situated above each card. So for pile 1, we have a rose quartz tower, very apt for the deck we're using today. Pile 2 is going to be the aura coated quartz tower, and pile 3 is the lepidolite tower, Go ahead, again, reflect over the piles, whichever one is drawing you in most, whichever crystal calls to you most, or check the timestamps if that is your preferred way to connect to see which one resonates. And I will meet you at your pile in just a moment for your mini pick a card reading and message from the Rose Oracle. Hi, pile 1. You were drawn to the Rose Quartz Tower. Beautiful. And this is going to be your reading, your mini pick a card courtesy of the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. First card we have for you is Temple of the Rose, Ancient Power, Expression, Activation, and Scarlet Codes. Card 2, Held, Sureness of the Soil, Unseen Help, Support, and Community. That looks so peaceful, that card. It's beautiful. Card 3, ooh, the Reunion, Soul Recognition, Collaboration, Partnership, and Friendship. I'm apologizing that this is not focusing as beautiful as it needs to for this incredible deck. But ooh, we briefly got it. At any rate, these are your cards that were chosen for you. And already, immediately, what I'm getting for you regarding these messages from Spirit is that you are in a time of activation after a period of it looks like hibernation or being withdrawn, needing rest. If you've encountered any difficulties recently, Pile 1, you need to know and trust in the ancient power of the universe. For me, that's just, acknowledging and having that assurity that source is always with you. In the deck, in the guidebook of the deck, I should say, Rebecca refers to the intelligence of the earth or of the universe. And I refer to that as source energy. When I'm seeing something say ancient power, it's again referencing for me this idea of source and spirit energy flowing through you. How even your own soul's imprint, your own soul memory knows exactly what to do. The scarlet codes makes me think of everything being already ingrained within you. Every cell of your inner being knows the route to take. Everything is always working out for you, even if it doesn't appear to be so. So with that, Pile 1, you need to trust. You are going through a period of activation where things are starting to wake up and come back to life again after, again, a period of rest and of a need to step back or take stock, to reset in life, and trusting that process, trusting and having faith in the universe and in source that, your soul knows the way. You're never led astray. Your path is always on track. You are never, making a wrong move. You're never in a place where things are not right. You have to trust and believe that everything is always as it should be. Withheld, sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, and community. Again, this is affirming the message for me that source is always there, always has your back, and is always making a way for you. It's always helping to propel you forward. You signed up for this. You signed up for, this journey, this experience to incarnate as a human being on this planet at this time, to have these experiences. And again, there just needs to be a lot of trust and faith in that process and in the coming back to life, the waking up of your soul. We have the reunion card here, which can represent partnerships, obviously collaborations. Reunions are about coming together, but I'm really drawn to this keyword of soul recognition. And I think that's what's happening for you. I think it's you waking up, you being activated and having some soul resonance within, getting back to center, getting back to oneness with self, and really seeing a new way forward. So Pile 1, I hope you've enjoyed this mini reading, this mini message courtesy of the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Remember that you can purchase this deck right now on Amazon. I am not affiliated with Rebecca Campbell in any way. However, I am an affiliate for Amazon, and so I will be providing an affiliate-based link in the body of this video, the description, as well as in the comments section. And that is just something that I provide as a courtesy. If you want a very quick, easy way to purchase the deck, I do receive a small commission if you choose to use that link, but otherwise it is of no additional cost to you. It just allows you, again, an easy way to go ahead and quickly access the deck and purchase it if you so choose. And if you've enjoyed this mini reading and this deck review, I post content like this as frequently as I possibly can, and I do lots of pick a card readings as well on my channel and all of my different playlists that are available. So I invite you to subscribe, stick around, and hopefully I'll see you again in a future reading. Until next time, Pile 1, take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2. Ooh, I apologize for that wobbliness with the camera. You were drawn to the Aura Coated Quartz, this beautiful pastel vibe, loving that. And this is your mini pick a card, your mini message from the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Let's see what you got. So card 1 for you is the second bloom, a second chance, it's never too late, and new possibilities. I'm loving this card already. Such incredibly impactful energy coming out of that card for you all. Card 2, healing the mother line, healing, ancestral work, mother line, and growing up. Another incredible card. Already getting a lot of impressions for you with this lineup. And speaking of lineup, lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call and gather. This is incredible. Pile 2, you've been doing the work, the inner work. You have been heeding the call of your soul. It feels like you are really healing a lot of old inner wounds. It says right here ancestral work, so that could be generational patterns of conditioning, of certain belief systems, or of a certain way of being. And you're now breaking through what I call the matrix of that, the illusion of that, and seeing the reality and the truth of what is and what's possible for you. And that's why we have the second bloom here, which is a second chance. It's never too late, and new possibilities. You're getting kind of like your second symphony, your second act, if you will. So this is an opportunity for you to begin again, begin anew, but with all of this wisdom that you've, cultivated through this healing and this growth and this expansion. Lineage of the rose to me, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call and gather. So this is calling on you. You've done the healing work. You're still doing it. Healing is an infinite process, but you're coming to this second stage or this second act of life. You're coming back to life with this newfound knowledge and wisdom and awareness. And now it's time for you to step into goddess power. That's what I'm getting from this. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but that's what's coming through for me. Here for this, soul call and gather. This is to get with others. Yeah, you see all of these different figures positioned there. And that's just referencing to me this idea of coming together with others, sharing your messages. The soul call, that's coming to life, that's waking up, that's discovering what lights you up, what is, guiding you to act and pursue what's next on your path, what is your purpose in life. I think you're finally in that stage of life, regardless of chronological age. You're in this second stage of life where you're discovering, again, what is, who you really are, what you're really here for, what you really feel called to do. And you're stepping into this Empress energy is what I'll say, moved by the goddess. That's Empress power all day, divine feminine energy. Lots of femininity obviously infused within this deck. I think it's actually depicting all females as well. But there's just such an energy of power here with this pile 2. There's a whole lot of momentum building up for you to take this second, leap of faith, if you will, or this second opportunity to grow and to further expand into an enlightened consciousness that sees you impacting the world on a grander scale in a bigger way. So if you've been feeling called to that, if you've already been hearing this soul call as you've been healing and, feeling that urge to expand, now is the time. This is confirmation for you, pile 2, that you are ready. How exciting and incredible. I loved that. That was such a clear message for you, pile 2. If you've enjoyed this mini pick a card and this mini message from the Oracle Rose Oracle, by Rebecca Campbell, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. I provide content like this as frequently as possible. I do deck reviews, as I stated, such as this, whenever I get them and feel like sharing. As well, I also do pick a card readings several times a week. I have many playlists that have those readings divided up for you and organized so you can quickly find what you're looking for. So I invite you to subscribe. That would be wonderful. And if you've enjoyed this Rose Oracle deck review and are interested in purchasing, please know I'm not affiliated with Rebecca Campbell in any way. However, I am an Amazon affiliate, so I will be providing a link, an affiliate link for this deck which is just an easy way for you to access it, to click and purchase it if you would like to do so. That will be in the description box below, as well as a comment. Again, for your easy, quick reference, it is of no additional cost to you. It just, again, is an easy way for you to be able to quickly purchase it if you are interested. And I do receive a small commission in exchange for those that decide to use my link. And it's a wonderful way to support me and the channel if you were already planning to buy the deck, to do so here. Because again, it's of no additional cost to you. It does nothing except get you your wonderful deck by Rebecca Campbell, and again, help support Aeipathy. So pile 2, I've truly enjoyed having you here. This was your message from the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, and hopefully I will see you in a future reading. Until next time, please take really great care of yourself. Bye-bye. Hi, pile 3. You were drawn to the lepidolite, excuse me, with these beautiful pink undertones in there. Love that. And this is your mini pick a card reading and mini message from the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Let's see what we got for you today. So first card. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. The child within. Inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. That's beautiful. It's interesting to note too, I didn't pull all of the cards over with the other piles, but I did for yours. So there's something, maybe you have some impatience going on lately. I'm feeling a little bit of frenetic energy with this pile. Let's see, why did we need to know so quickly? The sacred waters, nourishment, replenish, health, rest, and self-care. Well, I think I know. Message coming through for that. And card 3, open. Say yes, expand through the extremes, and trust life. I hope this sort of focuses for you. Goodness. Hopefully you can see those images. They're very soft, so it's a little bit easier to see without full focus. Okay, so why did we need to have those messages come out so quickly like that? Because you're ready to say yes. You're ready to expand. That was the first card I saw at the very bottom. You're ready to come to life, pile 3. There's something really big that's ready to activate within you. That's what I'm feeling. And I'm feeling like you have no more patience. You are ready to get to it immediately. And I'm so excited for you to have that experience where you're ready for the next step in life. You're ready for, a really big activation. We have the child within, which is inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. I do think that you've had a period of time of withdrawal and rest. It's indicated with the sacred waters as well. Nourishment, replenish, health, rest, and self-care. I do get messages, though, that there's a need to continue to do this. Again, I know there's such a really strong, excitable energy with you guys. I can feel that energy coming through, but there is, that guidance from spirit that there's still need for you to have stillness at this point in time. Things are awakening within you. Inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. It feels like an unfurling, so something coming to life, but gradually, slowly. Open. Say yes, expand through the extremes, and trust life. This is actually a pretty difficult card in this deck. I actually liken it to the Tower. It's about going through a period of difficulty. So expand through the extremes of, it says in the book, joy and agony and grief and love and happiness, and all of like the polarity that exists inherently in the human experience. So we have contrast, right? We have beautiful, loving, abundant, joyful, prosperous energies that we can encounter. And then we have, again, grief and loss and pain and heartache and difficulty and struggle and challenge. And this is about still keeping your heart open, still saying yes. I feel like you're ready to say yes to something, pile 3. You need to trust that it's coming, but in divine time. I know you want it to be on your time. You're ready. You're saying, I've done the healing, or I'm doing the healing, and I'm being very cautious and tender with myself. I'm doing this slowly. I've been doing it slowly. I'm ready for things to pick up. I'm feeling the need for things to move a little bit more swiftly. And I get that. I totally get that. But look at the calmness of the water here and this beautiful kind of ring of light surrounding this whole scene. It just gives me such an image of like languidness, like just peace and stillness and savoring the moment, enjoying the peacefulness that you feel right now, because I do think that you are through the worst of whatever you've been through. And you're kind of like, after the storm, you take that heavy, deep breath of relief, that sigh. And I think you're feeling to yourself, you know, like everything is okay now, or it feels okay now. So why can't I just get on with it? Well, because there's a little bit more to do. You're only about midway through the cycle is what I'm hearing. But pile 3, again, trust that source has it. It's going to continue to move you through this energy. You will have a closure to this relatively soon, although again, you're about midway through the cycle. There's still a little bit more healing to do. There's still a little bit more time to nurture, to rest, to just take extra care. And again, to savor this period of peace following a time of tumultuousness. Keep your heart open through this process though, and then just have yourself in that receiving mode for source to bring to you all of your blessings in divine time, because it's ready. It's about to be there. And I'm really seeing this in a big, impactful way, that things are about to open up for you. So be ready to say yes. I know that you feel ready now. There's a little bit more to do, but you're almost there. So pile 3, I hope you've enjoyed that mini pick a card reading and mini message courtesy of the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. If you have enjoyed this mini pick a card reading as well as the deck review, I do try to post content such as this as frequently as I can whenever I do get good decks that I feel like sharing. And there is a playlist that has all of the other reviews that I've done if you're interested in checking those out. And as well, I do full pick a card readings. I do readings several times a week, and I have playlists reflecting all of that as well. So if you've enjoyed this video today, I would love and enjoy for you to stick around, subscribe, and see what else I can bring to the table for you, literally, on another day. And also, I just would like to say, in addition to, you know, this is something I'm not affiliated with at all. I do not know Rebecca Campbell personally. I am not associated with her in any sort of a way. However, I am an Amazon affiliate. So I will go ahead and post an affiliate-based link to purchase this deck if you're interested, and if you've enjoyed the deck enough that you're considering owning it for your own collection. I will post just a really quick, easy link in the description box below, as well as the comment section where you can purchase it. It is of no additional cost to you. It just, again, is a way that I can collaborate with Amazon, earn a small commission if anyone chooses to use my link and support my channel, but it does nothing except allow you to get your deck quickly and easily by clicking the link. If you were considering purchasing it anyway, doing so through my link here on the channel supports me in a way that doesn't cost you anything. And it's a great even energy exchange for the free content today. But at any rate, if you've enjoyed the video today, once again, I hope to see you in a future video. And until next time, pile 3, take great care of yourself.